Steelers at Chargers. Let's get lost in the sauce on this one. This is Sunday Night Football, AFC battle. Kind of a fun battle. It's not loser leaves town. It's like an eliminator match. So this would be a good one. The over-under is 45. Got some teams that are hard to figure out. I'll put it that way. Hard to figure out these two teams. And I feel like we talk about them a lot. And I think every week we have something new to ask questions about more than we have definitive answers. But teams that have battled injuries, teams that have shifted some players around, making trades, both of these teams. But we'll start with when the Steelers have the ball at the Chargers, against the Chargers defense, I should say. What are you focusing on, Chuck? I have a kind of a natural thread I pulled at, so I'm curious if you went anywhere else.
It's kind of weird because when I went back and watched the Steelers game last week against the Colts, I know they won. I was like, man, this Steelers offense was kind of mid in that game. They just got so many good opportunities to get start the ball with good field position, and I think it pushed them up to first in average starting field position for the season this year on offense. Yeah, their average starting field position is
the most Tomlin stat ever. I don't know how else to describe it. If there's one Tomlin stat, that's the Tomlin stat.
I was about to say they're first on offense and second on defense in terms of average starting field position, which is just perfect. Yeah.
That's perfect. The hidden yards.
But if I'm the Steelers, I think maybe you try to just run it on the Chargers, because I don't think like the interior of the defense is always that tough. Like they've had guys who have had good like individual performances from time to time, but as a whole, they're 23rd in successful play rate on rush attempts, 21st in EPA per rush on defense, and I think that's probably where you're going to have the most success, because the Steelers passing game is interesting. You know, I still don't think like they're this team that wants to get into. Even though you have Aaron Rodgers and he's done some nice things this year, I still don't think they're a team that wants to play like these long down and distances, especially against the Chargers pass rush that can get after you a little bit. And we know Aaron's not the most fleet of foot guy anymore. And every time he tries to kind of escape, you start to see it. But I think if you can just kind of stay ahead of the sticks against this Chargers defense and not allow them to do some of that funky stuff we like to do on third down, that's probably like your best, avenue for success, because they still had a pretty good year on defense. Even though I think they still need to make some pretty severe personnel upgrades this offseason, kind of a nod to the coaching staff and some of the young guys that have stepped up. But if you're the Steelers and you're Arthur Smith, you probably just want to stick to your mantra. Like, let's try to run the ball, get some good stuff on first and second down, and then give Aaron an easy job on third down, because I don't really love like what they've done as far as like some of their third down stuff, or maybe not love what they've done on third down, but how they project sometimes against some of the faster defenses that like to get after you.
So the first kind of thing I looked at was the Chargers defense. And I feel like, I don't know, I want to have new things to say about them, but it's kind of the same. It's really well coached, really well game planned. Yeah. But it's not the most elite defense as far as talent wise. There's some cool players, there's some good players. They're coming. Odafe Oweh has been actually pretty nice for them with the Chargers once they came over from the Ravens. But it's just what they do on defensively is it's very shell kind of coverage, very bend don't break as far as coverage wise. They'll run blitzes and simulators and creepers and everything, but a lot of quarter shell stuff, and they match it all up and they want you to throw underneath and they'll rally to tackle. That is kind of like their thing against the pass, and they are a good tackling team. They get a lot of bodies around the ball, a lot of eyes around the ball. But then they're going against Aaron Rodgers, who last week you mentioned kind of was a little underwhelming. He threw 2.9 air yards per attempt last week, which is like
he's had a handful of those games
lowest. I should have looked up his historical number, but I mean, through the first month or 5 weeks, it was like I think the only one that had a lower air yards was Alex Smith in his year with the Commanders. Air yards per attempt, like in the past decade. So it's, I was kind of looking, I'm like, are the Chargers good at that? Or is that just like their philosophy and it's the best of the bad bunch? They're ninth in success rate defending throws under 10 air yards. And they're slightly above average in a good way, allowing explosives. And they allow yak, but it's not like efficient yak, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, you'll get it underneath on 2nd and 10, but they'll tackle you. They'll let you get those 4 yards and they'll tackle you. Like the air yards is really low and the yak is high and the success rate is high. So to me, eye test that matches it. A lot of bodies around the ball. So a guy misses, but another guy's tackling. Going against a defense or going against an offense and a quarterback that's just dinking and dunking. Like, just that's what he does these days. Jaylen Warren will make guys miss as well. So it's just kind of an interesting kind of style things with those two. But you mentioned the Chargers run defense, and I agree. It's kind of, below average, I would say overall. The key player is Tier Tart. And it's drastic when he's on and off the field. When Tier Tart's on defense on first and second down, early downs, this is when his big bruising ways, does a lot. The Chargers are top 10 in rushing success rate allowed. They're tied for 10th, 66%. When he is off the field, they are 66% in a good way for the defense. So it'd be 34% for the offense. I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah. We flip it. So 34% allowed. When he is off the field, they allow a 48.3% rushing success rate, which would be dead last in the entire NFL. So they go from a top 10 defense to the worst run defense in the NFL when he is off the field. So Tier Tart, very important for this Chargers defense. And I think Isaac Smallwood missed practice, I think, this week too. One of the left guard for the Steelers. So just interesting. I do like Frazier and McCormick and everything, but just interesting as well. So Tier Tart is very important for this Chargers defense. Other side of the ball.
Yeah.
Against the battered Chargers O-line, because Joe Alt is back on IR, against the Steelers defense that, if you can tell me what the Steelers defense is, I will give you a gold star because I have been trying to figure them out. But what do you think about this one? What do you got on this side of the ball?
Dude, this Chargers O-line is crazy. They're so banged up. It makes no sense. Oh, yeah, that's right.
They traded for Trevor Penning. Oh, God.
Yeah.
No, leave Justin alone. No.
Yeah. If our lads is correct, Trevor Penning will be backing up Zion Johnson this week, which is like, ugh. So their tackle situation right now. Yeah, I'm just looking at our lads. They got Jamari Salyer at left tackle, who was a 6th-round guard drafted in 2022, and Bobby Hart.
He did it in a pinch before. Yeah, Bobby Hart.
Yeah. Jamari played left tackle at Georgia, so he
did it in a pinch. I think his rookie year, and he actually was okay. Yeah. Like he was okay. Though. I'm not saying great. I'm saying okay.
Yeah,
so
there were some pretty rough moments out there too, but it was okay. Yeah, it was okay. Yeah. And it's interesting because if they were healthy up front, I would feel a lot better about their chances to kind of, really have a pretty decent game against the Steelers defense that has not been good. The Steelers defense, they usually look at third down stats comparatively. The Chargers, they have the highest third down conversion rate in the league at almost 50%. Steelers are one of the worst in the league at 42.3%. Third down conversion rate, like basically on every level, if you look at third and short, third and medium, third and long, it all kind of tilts towards the Chargers. But this is like the exact matchup that TJ Watt destroys. If you got TJ Watt going against Bobby Hart and Salyer, I just think that's such a radical talent difference that it's going to change some of the math and make me not think about it as much, because that, like we've talked about here, like you can just get blue chipped. And I think that's where the Chargers might find themselves against the Steelers defensive line with the current state of their offensive line. So I don't know if they're going to be totally terrible, but it just seems like for a Steelers defensive line that hasn't probably played up to what we thought they would be this year, this looks like a matchup that they can kind of get back on track and win. And then you're just kind of doing a Herbert versus the world thing again, which is possible for him to win. But I just think their offensive line might be too poor of a spot against, some of the peaks of talent that the Steelers have acquired.
I think the Steelers defense is very gettable, but it's just, that's the thing is like, can the Chargers get them? My note on this was this side of the ball is like a what are you battle. Like, cause I'm trying to figure out both of these teams. Just the Chargers passing game has had some cool stretches and cool moments. Like the receiving talent's awesome. Herbert has been rolling, playing. This is the most aggressive I've ever seen Herbert play, probably since he was a rookie, maybe, which was great circumstances, but people just kind of forget that, why he got drafted so high, yada, yada. But this is the thing too, is just the trickle down effect. It's like, you can chip TJ Watt and he's the most chipped player in the NFL. It's him and Myles Garrett. So you can chip him as much as you want and give your right tackle help. All right. But now that's getting 4.5 guys technically into a route. All right, now if we have the running back in protection and helping out, that's 3.5 guys getting out on a route. Now, if we give chip help on both sides, it's really just 3 guys getting out because it's just the running backs chipping and the tight ends chipping, and now we got 3 guys running routes. Can that work? Yeah. I mean, the Steelers' defense is gettable. JPJ is a good player, even though he's been gettable actually a little bit this year. Ramsey is gettable. I'm curious, it's just like, all right, can the Chargers even just keep Herbert upright? Because when you do it that way, then it becomes everything just becomes touchdown to check down. All right, if we get 3 guys out in a route, then it all has to be downfield. It just has to be just by physics and just by designing a play. You're not going to chip help on stuff. You can do little minor chip helps on stuff that's going to be super underneath. But if we're going to do that, we're just going to get all 5 out. So I'm just curious how it's not the offensive coordinator that Greg Roman, that I'm going like, well, he's going to come up with something. It's more, I think the run game will have some stuff and they'll have some cool play action stuff. The Steelers have been okay against play action a bit this year. So I'm just curious what their game plan is, because they have their hands tied behind their back, even if they have the receiving talent and the quarterback to pass it. It's just it's kind of stinks. I mean, if I was a Chargers coach, I'd be so frustrated because it's like, oh my God, we could be going supernova right now, but we just can't keep our tackles healthy and our first round running backs hurt as well. So it's just, it's brutal.
It's cursed. It's cursed. Herbert picked up right where Philip Rivers left off. 5-3 in life, down 7. Got to have a drive at the end of the game. But it's okay.
With a 4-string center.
I kind of got sidetracked here because I was like, Bobby Hart is starting an NFL game in 2020. If our last depth chart is right, because I was like, man, like I remember it had to be a long time ago when Bengals fans like wanted him, expatriated from like the country, and that was 2020, the last time he started for the Bengals. So since 2020, and this is how you know Herbert's in trouble. Since 2020, so the last 4 seasons, here is Bobby Hart's journey to Los Angeles. Buffalo Bills 2021, Miami Dolphins 2021, Buffalo Bills 2021, Tennessee Titans 2021, Buffalo Bills 2021 to 2022, Detroit Lions 2023, just as the offseason practice squad. Last year he was with the Commanders, it's just offseason practice squad, and now he's with the Chargers. So in the past 4 years, he's switched teams 8 times. Good luck, Justin. Good luck.
Yeah, I know his transactions page. His transaction page on Pro Football Reference. Yeah, oh my God, it's pretty hilarious. There's a lot of waived and a lot of releases. There's a future contracts in there. Future contracts are for like the undrafted free agents that you think are interesting and practice squad guys, not the guy you want starting outside. Yeah, he started a few games for him this year. It's kind of one of these where it's just like both of these teams are incomplete. Both of these units are incomplete, but they both can have some highs and there's some real deal talent. And that's what's so weird to talk about them right now, and both teams are winning teams that are probably can like fight for playoff spots in the second half of the year. So all right, predictions. Chargers are 3-point favorites at home Sunday Night Football. Who are you going to go with?
I'm going with the Steelers. I think this could be just another game to kind of fart around and win, because you just got some singular talents in the critical matchup between the O-line and D-line. The Steelers should win pretty handily. So I think Herbert's going to have some good moments. I think it'll be close, but I think the Chargers or I think the Steelers pull it out at the end.
I actually thought you were going to maybe go Steelers or Chargers. I'm actually going to go Steelers as well. Not that I think they're an amazing team, but this is a good matchup for them in the weirdest way. It's really going to come down to like how well they tackle underneath, how well they're able to stop the run, because the Steelers are going to run it. That's like just a big thing, but like Rodgers is going to pepper it. He's going to get the ball in their hands. And so it's like, it's kind of one of these things, like who blinks first on that side of the ball. But the other side of the ball, it's just that the Chargers have such a weird makeup right now that I'm not willing to hang my hat on them. Against outright bad defenses, hell yeah. Like they're going to air it out. But against teams that still have, Highsmith hurt his ankle again, but they still have Herbig and they still have TJ Watt. And if I think Highsmith is still playing, it's just, I don't know. It's just hard for me to just go, they got it. But I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I was like, Keanu Benton, he's been a lot improved recently too. So, he's had some of his best stretches over the past couple of weeks. So maybe, I don't know. I just don't see it. It's funny because the Bobby Hart thing, like I've been watching the Chargers offensive line, but they had so many injuries that I stopped learning the names of the guys who were in there. So like I'm watching.
Yeah, you're just like, this guy will be here for a minute. Yeah.
I was like, wait, that's Bobby Hart? Like 5 years ago, people were like, this guy can't play in the NFL. This is bad. This is really sad for them. I don't know. It's not good.
Yeah. The Steelers trade for Kyle Duggar. So he played a bunch last week. So that's another thing. I think Peppers is still hurt with a quad. So like, Duggar might be just an interesting piece for them. I've always liked Duggar. He's a unique player. He's not for everybody, but maybe this defense can get some stuff out of him because he still can impact the game. So maybe that's going to help out too. Like that's the thing. I just don't know what to make of the Steelers team because they've just been so off. And I think our guy Derek Harmon's had some moments as well from Oregon. He's had some decent moments, I think, as well. So maybe they're coming on like that. This is a great proving ground game.